life practice community.
This is my favorite class. I don't know if it is my favorite. I think I say that a lot at the start of like every class. This isn't my favorite, but this is the original. When I first started teaching yoga, this is the kind of yoga that I was trained in. This is the original style that I taught. So have a little, not a favoritism, but almost feels like it's my thing. Anyway, Vinyasa, we're here, let's go. Let's come into seated. So this practice is an intermediate level. As always, do what you can, skip what you want to skip, and let this be authentically you. Because at the end of the day, this is your practice, and I'm just kind of offering choices and options, and it's up to you to kind of move through that. So feel what lives within you right now. And what I mean by that is how you're arriving to the mat, if it's with ease, if it's with tension, if it's with calm or chaos, if it's with joy or sadness, whatever emotions have arrived with you, let them be there. Developing a skillful awareness and intuition around them. And then as best you can, tapping into your breath and letting your awareness around your breath be a doorway into the present moment. And then if you have your own intention that resonates with you for this practice, feel free to remind yourself of that now. And if you are unsure of what your theme or intention might be, I'll invite you to join with mine. I've been reflecting a lot this week about how a year ago today I met my yoga teacher, who I had admired for so many years, reading his books and following his work. And I met him for the first time a year ago this week. And I've been reflecting a lot on the key lessons I learned during that yoga teacher training with him. And the key thing that I learned was about believing in my own potential, believing in my own capabilities, believing in my own strength. And so let's tune and shape our practice tonight around this intention. Believing that we are stronger, more capable than we think, and see if that opens up any doorways within our practice. So let's just take a few more breaths in total stillness seated. And then we're going to come into core work on our back to start. We're going to have a strong practice today. So come onto your spine, lowering all the way down. And what you're going to do first is cross your right thigh on top of your left and cross your right arm underneath your left. So this is your eagle pose, but it's on your back. And if you want to grip opposite shoulders, go ahead, and you might weave your arms together. And then what you're going to do is just crunch up, taking elbows to knees, and then lower back down. And can you move through a few more of these? So that's 2, and then lower. Let's go all the way to 8. 3, and then lower. 4, 5, 6, 7, and then last one, 8. And then you're going to lower all the way down and just open your arms into cactus arms and shift your hips towards the right, and then drop both knees over towards the left and gaze over the right shoulder. And then can you unwind all the way back through center and uncross the legs? And then we'll take it the opposite way. So your left knee is on top of your right, and you're gonna have your left arm underneath your right, and then we're gonna take 8 crunches. 1, and then lower. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then on your 8th one, open all the way up and then unwind your arms, and then you're gonna tap your hips, slide them towards the left, and then drop both knees over towards the right and gaze over the left shoulder. And then can you come all the way back through center, unwind the legs, and then take the knees into the chest, and you're gonna take your knees wide. So pull your knees apart wider than your torso and lift your feet up towards the sky. And then maybe grip onto your toes and kind of start to open through the hip creases, and maybe you rock from side to side. So this is your happy baby. And then take your palms to the inside of your legs and then pull your heels towards your bottom. So this is crow pose, but you're doing it upside down. Okay, so it's a cool way to kind of feel how crow feels without actually having to fly and having to hold yourself. So if you listen to our podcast, Yasmin was talking about how she's never heard of crow upside down. And I said, you know, I'm going to do a crow themed class, and you can come to it and you can try it. And she still hasn't come. But anyways, we'll do it anyway. Eventually she'll come. So stay pushing the ground away your crow for 3 or 2. And then on 1, can you lower it down and take your palms onto the backs of your thighs, and then bring your body through a rock and roll, and we'll rock all the way up. We're gonna play and see if you can rock all the way up into your chair, okay? So can you rock and roll enough so that you land your feet and then just lift up into your chair? Yeah, here we go. Nice. Nice work, you got it. And if you have to use your hands, that's the even more fancy way of doing it. I love it. Stay for 3. You got it. Stay in your strong chair. 2. And then on 1, can you press lift all the way up to stand? And then take your palms in your heart center, and I just want you to come into your Tadasana. This is your mountain pose. I was reading Rolf's book the other day, and he said something about how, you know, people come into his yoga class in their Lululemons and with their Starbucks, and they look at him when he tells them to do this pose, being like, come on. You're gonna make me stand still and do nothing. And that's the beauty of mountain pose. It seems so simple. It seems like there's nothing to it, yet there is a distinct difference between just standing here and being strong and tall like a mountain. So can you channel that mountain energy within you? And take one more breath in total stillness. Exhale it out. And then take a big inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Exhale into a fold. Take an inhale, halfway lift. And then take an exhale, lower. We're gonna plant the palms and then just step the feet back, come into a plank. And you can either have your knees lifted or have your knees lowered. We're gonna hold here for a moment. So yesterday, one of my best childhood friends took my yoga class, Megan Campbell, for my mom who is here. And we were joking about after how she was like the most active kid growing up. Like I remember being at her cottage watching The Notebook, and she would literally be watching the movie while holding a plank. And I was like, you're a crazy person. Because I hated being active. I hated working out. I hated exercising. And it's just so funny how now I'm in a career where I am a fitness instructor and she's coming to my yoga class and I'm telling her to hold a plank. It's just so funny how, you know, life kind of takes you on paths you never thought you'd end up on. Okay, let's all land the knees onto the mat now. Enough plank. Slowly lower, elbows drawn back. And then breathe in, lift your heart up, snake your heart up into a really gentle back bend. I love how my other camera is still on. I still see my face here. Exhale to lower. And then can you shift through a tabletop? Come all the way up to a down dog. Leave your left foot where it is. Reach your right foot up towards the sky, three-legged dog. And then land your right foot, reach your left foot up, three-legged dog, other side. And then land your left foot, bend your knees, gaze forward, hop or step feet to the front of the mat. Nice. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Take an exhale, fold. And then bend through the knees, sit back, come into your chair. So belief in our potential. I think when I was a kid, I kind of had this storyline about myself, like I'm weak, physically weak. Like I didn't think I could do things like hold planks or, you know, play soccer or, you know, I didn't think I was very strong, and I didn't understand how I limited my own capabilities in that way, right? Like because I said I'm not good at soccer, that's probably why I never scored a goal. It probably had nothing to do with whether I was good or not. It's because I decided in my head that I was not good, yeah? Take one more breath in your chair. And then when you exhale, forward fold over lengthen legs. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Take an exhale, fold, plant your palms, and step your feet back, plank again. Yay. So, anyway, I think it's been like a common theme throughout my life is like limiting myself by not believing in myself. And it would be the same thing like when Meg would be holding planks, I would be like, I could never do that. Right? I could never hold a plank for a minute. And I didn't understand that like a lot of these things take practice and skill, and you're not born just able to hold long planks, right? It takes practice and time, and you build it over time. But you have to believe in your capabilities or else you'll never get there. Stay for one more breath. And then if you want to lower your knees, go ahead. I'm going to keep mine lifted and move through a regular chaturanga. And then roll over the toes to an up dog. Nice work. Shift back to a down dog. You got it. Take your right leg up towards the sky, three-legged dog. And then pull your right knee in. And then can you step your right foot wider than your hands? Nice. So you're coming into a lizard. Let's land onto the left knee. If you have sensitive kneecap, you could put a cushion or blankie underneath. Can you roll onto the outer edge of your right foot and push your right palm into your thigh? Nice. Okay, so you might be here, You might reach your right arm back and gaze over towards your right thumb. And then maybe you kick the foot back, taking into a lizard twist, grabbing hold of your quad. Nice. Stay for 3 more breaths. And then can you release your left foot, reach your right arm up towards the sky, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee. That was a bunch of instructions, I realized. Looks like you got it. Roll onto the outer edge of the left foot, Vashisthasana, side plank. The right arm is reaching up towards the sky. Nice, you got it. Yeah, nice work. Hold for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2. And then 1, land your right palm, travel through your vinyasa. And then let's journey through that on the opposite side. So lift your left leg up, 3-legged dog, big stretch. And then curl your left knee in, and then can you step your left foot between your palms? And then land onto your right knee. And then first just place your left palm on your left thigh and then open up through the hip. And then maybe you reach the left arm all the way back. And then if you want to, maybe you kick the foot back and grab hold of the foot and then wrap into a twist. And then let's release the right foot, reach the right arm all the way up. Tucking your right toes, lifting the right knee. Can you roll all the way back? Bring your feet to either stagger or stack. You're in your side plank. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1, land your left hand, flow through your vinyasa. Nice, come all the way back to your down dog. And this time, land your knees on your mat. We're gonna take a little bit of a break. Hands are underneath the shoulders. And we're gonna move through some cat-cow flows, but we're gonna modify them slightly today. So you're gonna inhale, tilt your pelvis and lift your chin. This is your cow. And then when you exhale, can you curl your spine and tuck your chin and then just stay and take a full breath in stillness. Full breath out in stillness. And then inhale into your cow. And then exhale into your cat. And then again, stay. Couple more rounds. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Stay. One more. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And then stay. Come all the way back through center. Tuck your toes under. Lift all the way up and back. Find your down dog. And then bend your knees, gaze forward. We're gonna hop our feet wider than our hands. And then come to sit all the way down into this squat. Nice, your hands are pressing together. The knees are kind of pushing in towards the thighs. And then if you like, you're gonna inhale your right arm towards the side and then lift your left arm up. And then maybe you can wrap around and find a bind. So is having limiting beliefs, has that been something that's ever affected you in your yoga practice? Maybe you don't even try poses because you're like, I'll never be able to do that. I know that was something I dealt with for a long time. Come all the way back, and then let's take it the other way. So left arm reaches up, and then maybe you can wrap the arms around. Nice, see how that feels. And then come all the way back, land the palms. We're gonna come onto the bottom, tiny, tiny bit of core. It's core day today, it seems. This is core class. You're gonna hover all the way back into this Ardha Navasana. It's called a half boat, or like a boat float is what I call it. Stay for 3, Stay for 2. And then on 1, you're gonna lower, interlace the palms on the back of the skull, lengthen the right leg, tap your right elbow to your left knee, and just hold here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch the opposite way, hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. We're gonna cross, counting all the way to 10, 9, so picking up the pace, 8, twist tying, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, you got it, 2, and then 1. Come all the way back, knees into chest, hands on the backs of the thighs. Do your nice little rock and roll. You're gonna rock once again all the way up to chair, just like we did earlier. So rock up, 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 land onto the feet, lift all the way up, breath in. Nice, you got it. Yeah, you got it. Take your palms into your heart center, take an inhale. You're gonna twist and land your right elbow onto your left knee and then just stay. And then come all the way back through center. Twist the opposite way, left elbow, right knee. Come all the way back up, inhale. Nice work. Exhale, fold, you got this. Breathe in, half lift. Exhale your way back down, plant your palms, make your way through a vinyasa or just step back to your down dog. Beautiful. Nice. So we're going to start to kind of move into our mandala flow for this morning or evening. So leave your left foot where it is. Take your right leg up towards the sky. And then maybe you bend the right knee, stack the hips. Opening up through the hip, trying to press evenly through both palms as you do it. Now, can you unwind and lengthen your right leg behind you? Take a breath in. Curl your right knee into the chest. Nice, yeah. And then can you extend your right leg out towards the side, land onto your left heel. This is your rock star pose. Yeah, you got it. Yep. Good. Yeah, nice work, buddy. Let's come all the way around now. Plant your left palm, take the right knee in again. Yep. And then step your right foot between your palms. Land onto your left heel. Take your right palm to the inside of the right foot and lift your left arm up towards the sky. Next. Yeah. So let's play around here. I want you to see if you can wrap your left arm around the body and hook it near the right hip so it goes behind you. This is just a different arm variation, and it's sometimes fun to try something different. Come all the way up. And then with that arm variation, how does it feel to reverse the warrior? Lift all the way back up. Lengthen through your right leg. Walk your left foot in a tiny bit. Hinge forward. And then take your right arm alongside your right leg. And then if you want to explore half moon with this bind, you're going to shift weight onto your right foot and right fingertips. And then see if your left hip can stack on the right. Nice. Now, I don't often tell you guys about yoga props because I know a lot of us don't have them at home. What I've been saying lately in my classes is I feel like we're going to be doing yoga on Zoom for a long time. So it might be a good time to grab some yoga blocks if you don't have them yet. Step your left foot all the way back. And then just come all the way up to stand and turn your right toes in to face the side wall. Let's take a breath in, arms extend in either direction. And then hinge forward. And leave your right fingertips where they are as you inhale your left arm up towards the sky. And then exhale your left palm down. Take your twist the opposite way. One more of each. Inhale. Okay, hands on the hips, you know what's coming. We're taking our mandala flow. So lift all the way up to stand. Nice. Turn your left toes to face the back of the mat and then step your right foot in. So you're coming on this 45-degree angle with your right foot and you're squaring your hips towards the back of the mat. And then can you bend through the left knee? Perfect. Warrior one, open your arms up, lift them up. Open into cactus arms. Take your right arm underneath your left elbow. So right arm is under, left elbow is on top. Either gripping your opposite shoulders or weaving your arms together. And now can you trust weight onto your left foot and bring your body into a warrior three with this arm variation and take a few deep breaths. 3, 2. On 1, tilt all the way up, right knee on top of the left knee. Eagle pose. Get comfortable with this discomfort. Be okay with it for 1 more breath. And then can you land your right foot, unwind, breathe into your mountain, and then take your palms into your heart center and pause. You are facing the right direction. So we're only going to do a half mandala today. That was it. Inhale your arms up towards the sky. Exhale into a fold. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Take an exhale, lower. This is fun. We're taking a vinyasa facing the opposite way. So step your feet all the way back. Find your strong plank. Move through your vinyasa flow. And then come all the way up to your down dog. This is the first time I've done a yoga class with my glasses on. I actually kind of like it. You can see everything. Now I'm in my down dog and the computer is behind me and I can see you guys. Everyone's in down dog. Everyone's facing the right direction. We're all good. Okay, leave your right foot where it is. Lift your left leg up. Bend through your left knee. Stack your hips. Nice. Can you unwind now? Take a big breath in. Draw your left knee in. And then maybe you extend your left leg out towards the side. Land onto your right heel. This is your rock star. Land your right palm back down. Take your left knee in. Step your left foot between your palms. Land onto your right heel. Take your left palm to the inside of your left foot. Reach your right arm up towards the sky. And now you're going to wrap your right arm around the body. Lift all the way up. And then see how it feels to reverse your warrior. So lift your left arm behind you. And then come all the way back. Lengthen through your left leg. Walk your right foot in a tiny bit. Hinge forward. Dangle your left arm alongside your left leg. Now trust that your left foot will hold you as you balance onto your left fingertips and your left foot. Now can you shift weight? Step back, land your right foot. Lengthen, turn all 10 toes to face the side while inhale, arms out, and then exhale, hinge forward. And then move through some twists. So right fingertips land, left arm reaches up, and then twist the opposite way. Nice, flowing through your own breath. I love these mandala flows because it feels like you get into a rhythm and then you're like dancing around your mat. It's really nice. Land your hands onto your hips. Tilt all the way up. Can you turn your right toes to face the front of the mat and step your left foot in and then bend through your right knee. Inhale your arms up. Take them open. This time it is your left arm underneath your right. Weave your hands together, eagle, Garudasana. And then shift weight onto your right foot. And how does it feel to balance like this in this variation? Know that it is okay if you fall and if you need to unwind your arms and if you're wobbly, that's all okay. It's part of the practice. Tilt all the way up, cross your left knee on top of your right. Find your eagle. And I've been saying this often in my classes, the beauty in binds It's their direct translation to real life. Right? We all have ways to tie ourselves into beliefs about ourselves and things that limit us. And it's when we release those binds, it's when we find the most freedom. So feel the clarity and contrast and the freedom as you breathe in and sweep your palms skyward and balance on both feet. And then take that all in and hold it in your hands at your heart center. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. And let's take an inhale. Reach the arms up towards the sky. Exhale into your fold. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Take an exhale, lower. Plant the palms. Yay, plank. Step back. Hold your strong plank. 10. You got this. 9. 8. Can you learn to love plank? 7. Can I learn to love plank? 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And then 1. Take your flow. Come up to your down dog. Once again, bend through your knees, gaze forward, hop your feet wider than your hands. Sit back into your squat. Wow, I just had this memory at the very beginning of quarantine. We were all doing these like yoga challenges. I don't know if you guys remember, but I was like obsessed with making these videos of like, I challenge you to do a crow. Anyway, I just remembered this video of me like falling on my face. And then John did the crow challenge. I think Yasser did it too. Maybe Nadia as well. All right, 1 crow challenge coming up. If you want to play with crow, you're going to place your hands on the mat, lift your bottom up. If you're worried about falling, you can use your pillow. It can catch you. You get really strong through your hands. You snuggle your knees onto your elbows, and maybe you just lift 1 foot. I just have 1 foot lifted right now. That's it. You just play with that. And then maybe you lift the opposite foot. I think it's really important when you're trying this to gaze forward. Common thing I see is people gazing to the earth, and that's where they fall. Or in my Instagram video, I tried to like turn my head to view the camera, and then I just fell flat on my face. Nice, you got it. And be proud of yourself for trying. Right? It doesn't matter if you can actually do the pose, it's the effort. And it's also okay if you don't try. If you're like, I don't feel like it. You're still a yogi. Nice. Whenever you've had enough of that playing, you can make your way up and back to a down dog. So if you want to take a vinyasa, go ahead. Nice. And then we're going to carry on through that same mandala flow, a few little variations. So from your down dog, reach your right leg up towards the sky, 3-legged dog. Nice. Bend through the right knee, stack the hips, good. And then if you would like to flip your dog, landing your right toes and lifting your heart towards the front of the mat, go ahead. Nice, you got it. And then slowly unwind back to your 3-legged dog. Take your right knee into your chest, come all the way forward into that core plank. Nice, and then we'll move into that rock star. So you stretch your right leg out towards the side. Beautiful, land onto your left heel, lift your arm up. Notice how I said arm, because I don't know if it's right or left. Come all the way down, land the palm. And it's your right knee into your chest, I know that. Yeah, stay for 3. Yeah, you got it. 2. And then 1, step your right foot in between your palms, or on the inside of your palm, land onto your left heel. Take your left arm up towards the sky. And then let's do that thing again where we wrap the left arm around half bind. And I'm going to give you an option here. You can stay. Or you might bend through your right elbow, lower your shoulder, enough so that you're just dangling. And then maybe you wrap the right arm around and you make a connection And then use that connection to kind of open your chest. This is another bind. And feel the beauty in that bind, holding it here for 3, for 2. And then on 1, just half release it. Lift all the way up. Reverse the warrior, keeping that little hook. And then can you come all the way back up, lengthen through your right leg, reach your right arm forward, right arm alongside right calf. Keep that expansion through the collarbone. Option 1, you're here. Option 2, shift weight onto your right foot and right fingertips. And then a third option, if you want to play around with your sugar cane, you're going to kick your left heel towards your bottom. And then find that connection. Nice. Now, can you release the left foot, release the left palm, step your left foot all the way back. Lengthen through your right leg, turn your right toes to face the sidewall, take a breath in, and this time hinge forward and be your authentic self and choose whatever kind of variation you want to take in this forward fold. So if you want to twist it out, and if you just want to grip your elbows and dangle. Maybe using this as a moment to kind of check in with yourselves. I don't know about you guys, but I was in this mood today of like, I don't want to do yoga. And I'm going to tell you a scientific fact that I have no proof of, but I think no one ever regrets doing yoga. You always feel better after doing yoga, I think. Release your palms. Slowly roll all the way up. And then can you turn your left toes to face the back of the mat and then step your right foot in, bend through your left knee. Inhale your arms up and open. And then once again, I believe it's left arm underneath the right. Weave the arms together. Trust the left foot will hold you. Find your balance. Warrior 3. And from the warrior 3, you tie up into your eagle. How does that feel? 3, 2. And then 1, unwind it all. Big breath in, arms reach up towards the sky. Bend through your left knee, your both knees, not your left knees, sit back. Take your palms into your heart center. Take an inhale, lift. Take an exhale, twist right elbow onto left knee. Okay, so you're in your twisted chair like we did earlier. Now option 1, stay here. And option 2, if revolved pro is something that you would like to try, don't have to try, you might lift onto the heels, land your palms, see if you can snuggle your left elbow onto your left hip, and this might be enough. I don't know if you guys can see me. I'm trying to show you if you can see me. So you might be just like this, and maybe you lift one foot, and then maybe another foot, and then maybe if you're like me, you're not really lifting one foot because you don't really have the balance today, and that's all good. And then if you're in that crow, come all the way back again. And then just lift back into your forward fold at the back of the mat. Let that go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower. Step back. And then vinyasa. And then one more time. We're going to travel through this flow opposite way. So your left leg lifts all the way up. You bend through the left knee, stack the hips. Option 1. Option 2, flip your dog, land your left toes. Lift your heart up, a little bit of a back bend. 3, 2. On 1, take it all the way forward, left knee into the chest. 3, 2, 1. You rock star, extend your left leg, reach your right arm up, land onto your right heel. And then come all the way back, land your right palm, left knee in. Step your left foot between your palm. Land your left palm on the inside of the left foot. Reach your right arm up towards the sky. And then maybe you wrap the right arm around and play with that bind. How does that feel, weaving your left arm under, making a connection? Lift all the way up. And try to reverse the warrior. And then can you come all the way back again, lengthen through the left leg, take your left fingertip forward, left arm alongside your left calf. Trust weight onto your left foot, balancing on the fingertips, 3. Maybe you kick the right heel towards the bottom, sugar cane 2. And then on 1, release the foot, step all the way back, all 10 toes turn inward, grip your palms together and then hinge forward. Let your head dangle. Drop into stillness. Breathe your body. And then can you slowly roll up? Turn your right toes to face the back of the mat. Bend through the right knee. Step your right foot in. Arms up. Last time, open up, right arm underneath the left. Nice. Can you trust weight onto your right foot? Find your balance in your Virabhadrasana 3, your warrior 3. Nice. And then tilt all the way up. Stack your left knee on top of your right. Sit back, 3, 2. And then 1, breathe your body, big expansion, reach your arms up. Take your palms into your heart center. Last time, we're gonna sit back into a chair, twist your left elbow onto your right knee, and then either stay, or maybe you land your palms, and then see if that revolved crow is a thing that you feel like doing today. Nice. Beautiful. Yeah, you got it, John. Nice. Nice. Oh, Yasser's in Fallen Angel. Cool. Nice work, Lee. Beautiful. Eventually, we're all going to congregate back in a forward fold. Nice. So unwinding everything and dangling. Nice work. Take a breath in. Half lift. Yeah, good. Exhale, fold. Nice, and then step back to your plank. Nice, move through a vinyasa. Beautiful. And then coming all the way up to your down dog. Take your right leg up towards the sky again, 3-legged dog. If you want to bend your knee and stack your hips and flip your dog, go ahead, that's an option here. Nice, beautiful. Good, and then slowly unwind. We're gonna come all the way forward into a pigeon pose. So you're gonna draw your right knee in, lay your right shin across the width of the mat, and then wiggle your left knee back in space, and then take a big breath in, and then come all the way forward onto the elbows. So I want to tell you a little story about believing in our potential. Last year, I was on this yoga teacher training with someone that I really, really admire, Rolf Gates. And flew all the way from Abu Dhabi to Toronto, drove for 14 hours to meet him in Massachusetts. And when I got there and they said, "Why are you here? You know, what brings you here?" I was like, "I'm just really interested in like yoga workshops." Like I didn't want him to know that I was like his biggest fan and like obsessed with him. And when he found out the real reason a few days later, he said he was like wondering, he's like, "What is this girl doing here all the way from Abu Dhabi?" I guess she really likes yoga workshops. The truth is that I really admire Rolf, and he was kind of a compass for me when I was quitting alcohol, because he has written books about quitting alcohol and yoga and meditation, and really, really looked up to him during that time. So on his yoga teacher training, we had to choose a moment from our lives and write a Dharma talk, which is like kind of a non-denominational spiritual talk, almost like a sermon, but with no religion. We had to present it to the class, and we were given time to work on this as a class. And every time I sat down to work, I just couldn't write anything. And I just felt like I wasn't capable of it. And I had come up with a few reasons why. One of them was that I didn't think I had any ordinary moments in 90 days becoming sober, because it was pretty non-ordinary. And the second reason was because everything that I wrote felt like it was plagiarizing a page from a Rolf Gates book. Take one more breath in this pigeon. And then we're gonna come up onto the palms. And then just tuck the left toes and lift the right knee and step the right foot all the way back. Just chill in a plank for a moment. This is like plank day. And then come all the way up to your down dog. And then we'll travel through the opposite side. So your left leg is gonna lift, and maybe you bend through the knee, stacking the hips. Maybe you flip your dog. And then can you come all the way through center, take your left knee in, hold for 3, for 2. Nice. And then 1, lay your left shin across the width of the mat and wiggle your right knee back. Take a breath in. And then come all the way forward. So anyway, the night before we had to present these Dharma talks, Rolf said, you know, I'm sitting here, if anyone has any questions for me, come over. And I went over and I burst into tears saying, I can't do this. And I told him all the reasons why I thought I couldn't do it. And he said that I didn't have to do the project. And later that night, I was having dinner with a few friends, and they were talking about the harmonium Rolf was playing. It's like an accordion piano. It's a traditional instrument that has British and Indian roots. And I told them this story about when I went to buy my harmonium and how I drove 2 hours into the desert to pick it up from someone off of Dubizzle, which is like the Kijiji of Dubai. And I forgot my wallet. And the person just gave me their instrument, just believing that I would take the right action, just believing that I would pay them back eventually. And as I told the story and I told how amazing it was to just meet this person who believed in my potential as a stranger to do the right thing, it occurred to me that that was the theme I was looking for all along. Belief in our potential. Right? The reason why I couldn't do this project that Rolf had asked us to do, it was not because I was plagiarizing Rolf. It was not because I had gotten sober and nothing was ordinary. Like, those were just made up reasons in my head. The reason why I couldn't do it was because I decided that I couldn't do it. And therefore I could not, right? So let's take one more breath in this pigeon. And then what we're gonna do this time is we're gonna roll onto our bottom and just come all the way around. Land the feet onto the mat and then roll all the way back down. So if you want to land your palms and your feet and come up into a bridge pose, you can do that, lifting your hips up, shoulder blades under. And then another option, if you like, is to land your palms alongside your earlobes and push through your palms and push through your feet and lift all the way up into a full wheel. That's also an option. Choose what is best for you today. So then we'll lower all the way down and take our chin into our chest. And then come onto the mat and just pause for a moment with the spine in neutral. Take your knees into your chest. And then let's open our arms into cactus arms. Drop the knees over to the right. Gaze over the left shoulder. Land your right palm. So I realized that this has been a theme throughout my life, right? I showed up on my first yoga teacher training and I thought I couldn't meditate, and I was having panic attacks about not being able to meditate, and I didn't understand that no one knows how to meditate. We're all struggling, right? I showed up on my second yoga teacher training and I had an emotional breakdown about not being able to teach using the appropriate cues, which is ridiculous because I had been teaching yoga at that point for like 3 years. I knew how to teach yoga. I don't know why I decided all of a sudden that I could not. Take your right arm open and then take your knees through center. And then drop the opposite way. And the biggest thing that I can tie it to is me quitting alcohol. Right? What made this time different than other times that I tried to quit? In the past, I would say things like, I want to give up drinking. I want to drink less. I wish I could quit. Right? And the day that I finally quit, what was different? It was that I said, I don't drink. Right? I shifted my belief system around myself and my capabilities, and that's what brought me to succeed. I didn't do anything different except believe. So take your knees into center, give yourself a little hug, and if there's any takeaway, anything on your mat or off your mat that could use a little perspective shift, a little bit of belief in your potential in order to accomplish it, maybe define or decide that now. And if there's any last poses that would seal your practice, feel free to take them. I'm going to drop my knees open, place my feet together, grip opposite elbows. This is a reclined butterfly. Maybe give yourself 5 breaths. And then when you're ready, finding your final resting pose. Whether it's a complete shavasana or a seated meditation, just be here for a couple minutes. Letting this practice soak in and saturate our beings and our bodies. Please let me feel inner peace from the center at the center of me. Please let me feel inner peace from the center, at the center of me. Please let me feel inner peace from the center, at the center of me. Ooh, 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 ooh. Just give your fingers and your toes a little wake up wiggle. Run a nice long stretch, fingertips all the way through toes. Take your knees into your chest, give your body a nice little hug. And then we'll make our way up to our seated shape with our hands at our heart center. These words are from that yoga teacher training. We close with an intention. It's an ancient intention, but it's the original intention. It was passed from the heart of my teacher, Rolf, to my heart, and I pass it to you. And it's that our yoga practice remain steady, and that our efforts on this path remain continuous, and that our yoga practice serves and benefits all beings everywhere. May all beings be safe, be happy, be healthy, be free, and may the thoughts and actions of each of our lives contribute towards this. And then we'll finish with an Om. So an inhale and exhale, and then an inhale through to make an Om. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Big breath in. Thank you for sharing the space and the practice. The light in me sees the light within you. Namaste. Thank you guys for joining. Let me turn off.
The Mindful Life Practice Community.